Tyla's rapid rise to global recognition has turned her into one of the most discussed new artists in music, but her success is now being overshadowed by rumors of tension with one of the most influential names in the industry, Rihanna. Tyla, known for publicly calling Rihanna her biggest inspiration, is now reportedly upset that Rihanna continues to ignore her both publicly and privately. While other major artists have embraced Tyla, Rihanna's silence has sparked speculation, criticism, and questions about whether the Barbadian superstar is intentionally shutting Tyla out. Tyla first gained international attention with her hit single Water. The song's success catapulted her into global music charts and earned her recognition across social media. Her interviews consistently referenced Rihanna as her role model, not just for music but for what she represents, a non-American black woman breaking through in a competitive global industry. Tyla, who hails from South Africa, said Rihanna made her believe that someone from outside the United States could achieve massive success in the American music industry. Despite the admiration, Rihanna has shown no public support for Tyla. She hasn't liked or commented on any of her content, congratulated her publicly, or even responded to mentions in interviews. This silence stands in contrast to the reactions from other major female artists. Beyoncé sent Tyla flowers and a handwritten note after her album release. Janet Jackson danced to Tyla's music on social media and performed Water live during her tour. Ciara recently said in an interview that she has followed Tyla's journey and would love to collaborate with her. This wide acknowledgement from industry veterans makes Rihanna's silence more noticeable. Tyla has brought up Rihanna repeatedly in interviews, praising her beauty, talent, and influence. She emphasized that Rihanna's story made her believe her own dreams were possible. Tyla's fans have echoed this sentiment online, sharing clips and quotes from these interviews. One viral post read, "Tyla calls Rihanna her inspiration every week, but Rihanna won't even blink in her direction." The comparisons became more intense when fans noticed Rihanna had been publicly supporting another rising African star, Nigerian singer Era Star. Rihanna once spoke positively about Era and reportedly told her she would like to collaborate. Rihanna's choice to interact with Era but not Tyla prompted speculation about favoritism or intentional exclusion. Tyla's fans argued that Rihanna deliberately snubbed Tyla despite her repeated admiration and international success. Some fans believe the tension began when Tyla mentioned in an interview that she wanted to surpass Rihanna's career achievements. While she framed the comment as a sign of ambition, some interpreted it as a competitive remark rather than respectful praise. In entertainment, these kinds of comparisons can quickly turn collaborative potential into rivalry. When an artist expresses a desire to take over the legacy of someone still active in the industry, it may not be received as positively as intended. The situation intensified on social media platforms, where Rihanna's fan base, known as the Navy, started pushing back against the growing narrative. One user wrote, "Rihanna doesn't owe Tyla anything. She's focused on her family and billion-dollar business." Others argued that Rihanna's silence doesn't automatically mean animosity, and that not every successful artist has to mentor newcomers. However, for many, Rihanna's consistent silence stands out, especially given her own experiences. Early in her career, Rihanna faced similar treatment from Beyoncé. Back then, Rihanna said Beyoncé was one of her biggest influences, but Beyoncé didn't acknowledge her publicly. When rumors about Jay-Z and Rihanna began circulating, the distance between Beyoncé and Rihanna widened, and their relationship remained professional and limited. Some observers see a parallel pattern unfolding now. Just like Rihanna once admired Beyoncé without much response, Tyla now faces the same silence from Rihanna. Unlike Beyoncé though, Rihanna hasn't even acknowledged Tyla privately. According to sources close to Tyla's team, Tyla's rise hasn't been without criticism. Fans of Beyoncé pointed out that several of Tyla's visuals resemble Beyoncé's past music videos. Her video for Push to Start drew particular attention due to its similarities in choreography and visual style to Beyoncé's earlier works. Critics said that Tyla was borrowing too heavily from Beyoncé without giving proper credit. At the time, Tyla continued to name Rihanna and Aaliyah as her inspirations, but failed to mention Beyoncé, sparking backlash. In response, Beyoncé reportedly sent Tyla a congratulatory flower arrangement and a handwritten message, a gesture often used by Beyoncé to smooth over tension quietly. The public took this as a sign that Beyoncé had noticed Tyla and opted for a graceful response, even though Tyla hadn't initially credited her. This context adds weight to the belief that Rihanna could have taken a similar approach approach, acknowledging Tyla with a small gesture to recognize her admiration. Instead, Rihanna's silence continues. At industry events and on digital platforms, there's no sign that Rihanna is engaging with Tyla in any form. During a radio interview, Tyla explained that her admiration for Rihanna was rooted not only in her music, but in what she represented. Being an immigrant woman of color in the US entertainment scene who built a global empire, Tyla said Rihanna's success made her believe that she too could thrive outside her home country. For Tyla, Rihanna wasn't just an artist, she was a symbol of possibility. Tyla's continued public praise, even without acknowledgement, has led some fans to criticize her for appearing desperate. Others applaud her consistency and see it as a sign of genuine admiration. The ongoing silence, however, has now sparked discussions about gatekeeping and influence in the music industry. Some question whether Rihanna feels threatened or simply doesn't see Tyla as worth acknowledging at this time. The discussion widened when Tyla stated in an interview that she aimed to be on that level or even bigger than Rihanna. Although she framed this as motivation, the comment was perceived by some as crossing into disrespect. Publicly aspiring to surpass someone you've called your inspiration may be common in other industries, but in music, it can shift public perception and industry relationships quickly. Another layer to the story is that while Rihanna continues to remain silent, she has had no issue promoting Ayra Starr. Rihanna's support for Ayra included social media mentions and interest in a future collaboration. Tyla's fan base responded to this by comparing the two rising stars, leading to unnecessary competition and tension between the artist's fan communities. Tyla hasn't commented on Ayra Starr or the comparisons. She has continued promoting her music and touring while occasionally still referencing Rihanna in interviews, but her tone has changed slightly. While early interviews included effusive praise, more recent comments have been shorter and more reserved, possibly reflecting a shift in her expectations or disappointment. Despite the lack of cosign, Tyla's career has not slowed down. She's continued to chart internationally, perform at global events, and build her fan base. Many argue that she doesn't need Rihanna's approval to be successful, and her consistent output and dedication have already earned her a place in global pop culture. What do you think about Rihanna's ongoing silence toward Tyla? Is it personal, strategic, or simply disinterest? Should Tyla continue naming Rihanna as her inspiration or shift focus elsewhere? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more stories on your favorite artists.